How's everybody doing today? Um, this is Leon, your host with the most. I hope everybody's doing fine. Today, we're gonna do a review on Batman 90. I mean, uh, Batman 89. Give me a second. So, first of all, welcome to Leon's Corner. This is Leon, your host with the most. And how's everyone today? I'm doing fine. And today we're gonna be reviewing Batman 89, directed by Tim Burton. And um, yeah. So if you have your favorite snacks and drinks right now would be the perfect time because um, perfect time, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show because we start right now. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al Rincón de León. Esto les habla León, su host. Y hoy vamos a hablar de Batman 89, dirigida por el director Tim Burton. Si tienen sus bebidas y botanas favoritas, ahorita sería el tiempo perfecto para sacarlas, sentarse, relajarse y disfrutar del show porque empezamos ahora. Bien, Batman 98, ¿qué podemos decir de esta película? Ah, ya, perdón, 89. Me adelanté por un año, es 80, Batman 89. Yeah, guys, I made a mistake. I said Batman 98, but it was Batman 80. Uh, anyway, what can we say about this movie? First of all, it was directed by Tim Burton, and with cast members like Michael Keaton, um, Kim Basinger, uh, Jack Nicholson, uh, Jack Palance, uh, to name a few. Before we start, I'll give you a little fact. The role of Vicky Bell wasn't supposed to be done by Kim Basinger, but the actress that was supposed to play Vicky Bell had an accident, so they ended up casting um, Kim Basinger to take the role of Vicky Bell. Damas y caballeros, esto, como estaba diciendo, empezamos por decir que el papel de Vicky Bell no era para Kim Basinger, pero la actriz que iba a hacer el papel de Vicky Bell sufrió un accidente, entonces se lo dieron a Kim Basinger para que hiciera el papel de Vicky Bell. So yeah, you know the story. Gotham City, a city of crime, uh, gangsters trying to do their dirty works, and mobs, uh, criminals, scaring the people to death, the usual. So it starts by a family who went outside the streets and um, they were going to go to a different. They were trying to get a taxi, but the problem was that as much as that they tried to get a taxi, no taxi would stop. So they caught up with one, and these other people took took the taxi instead, and leaving them again, and they had to walk onto a street uh, and turn to a um, place they shouldn't. So they attacked by two thieves, and they the dad was knocked out. I don't know if he died. He was unconscious though, and that the guy warned the lady not to scream for the kid not scream, but she screamed anyway. And you could see Batman just standing up on I think on the cathedral seeing what happened. So he goes into action. Damas y caballeros, podemos ver una familia que estaba buscando un taxi y agarraron uno, pero otras personas se lo quitaron, forzándolos a que sigan buscando y van a un lugar donde no era muy seguro, son atacados por dos criminales. No sé si el papá murió o solo quedó noqueado, pero sí lo noquearon y el tipo le dijo a uno de los hombres le dijo a la mujer que no gritara, que le hiciera el favor al hijo y que no gritara. Entonces, de todas formas, ella gritó y eso fue lo que puso a Batman en alerta. Quien vio lo que pasó. So next thing that happened then is that Batman show up and literally beat the living crud out of them. used to say he kicks one on the stomach and the other one, well, scared to his he's so scared because, well, what do you expect? I would too if I would too, trust me, if I was in that position. So anyway, the guys are picked up. The one guy is taken by ambulance, the other guy is arrested, claiming that he saw a giant bat. And, the lieutenant didn't believe a word he said. Then he sees Alexander Knox, who's played by John Woo, I think. Uh, Arriving at the scene, and he starts asking questions. He knew about uh, the settings of Batman. So the lieutenant tells them, no, these two uh, got off a banana peel, trip over a banana peel, and that was it. And Knox, as usual, like a reporter, he asks them so many questions. One of them is, um, well, first he tells them that, yeah, that this was another sighting, another one of Batman sightings. He goes, it's been done in under 6 months. What could you say? And they start talking about what's going on. So yeah, he tells them those to trip over a banana peel, not interfere, to not public anything about it on the newspaper because they don't run it since it already lost its reputation. And he still asks them, well, if there was a bad, what's on the payroll, or how much is he pulling after taxes? And the guy just the lieutenant just leaves the scene. He didn't want to be around because of all the question. So, damas y caballeros, lo que pasó fue que los ladrones fueron arrestados y Alexander Knox, el reportero, llega a la escena del crimen y habla con el teniente, le dice que ya son um, dos, dos o siete, no recuerdo bien, vistas de Batman y dice, no, estos dos se tropezaron con una banana. Y resulta que cuando los sacan, bueno, a uno lo llevan al hospital en ambulancia y al otro mm, dice que vio un vampiro enorme y nadie le cree, no le creen. Entonces, Knox empieza a preguntarle al teniente, bueno, ¿qué pasó? Es esto y lo otro. Entonces, que si hubiera un vampiro, estaría en la paga de la policía y cuánto haría después de los impuestos. Entonces, el teniente se va. just following with what was the most, uh, well, just say it had to happen. All the gangsters meet up at Carl Grisham's penthouse, and they're planning on what to do because the police already are hot on the trail. I mean, if they if if they even are involved with Axis chemicals, they have a good chance to be caught. And one of the guys says, "Well, if it if it if Harvey Dent ties us up with Axis chemicals, we're done and buried." So Jack Napier says, "Well, what we gotta do is break into the offices, make out with the records, and say it was industrial espionage." But of course, Grissom agreed to his little scam. But here's the kicker: he didn't want to do it because he knew why, he didn't like the place. So the thing is, Grissom did betray Jack because, well, one of the things is Jack was messing around with uh, his mistress Alicia. Alicia. So because he find out about it, he decides to set up Jack, um, by telling him, "Yeah, sure, you'll get this assignment." And after Jack and the other gang members leave, he calls the police, requesting to talk to Lieutenant um, Edgard. So yeah, el punto es que Grissom decidió aceptar la propuesta de Jack. No fue por el hecho de que confiaba en él, pero es que Jack también estaba viendo a Alicia, que era, mm, bueno, una prometida. Eh, ahorita les digo exactamente lo que. Ok, so, lo que pasó fue que desgraciadamente se enteró que Jack estaba saliendo con su amante, entonces decidió ir con el plan de que sí, que había propuesto de agarrar todos lo que había sobre la fábrica y decir que era espionaje industrial, pero era por ese hecho. Por eso fue que él lo traicionó llamando a la policía. Okay, and so so access chemicals, everything goes like it was planned, except that Eckhart broke in, causing a huge uh, problem, and guns were fired, and things happened so fast. Not to mention the fact that Jack becomes the Joker. So what happened was that he was a Batman just cut Jack, but he was warned that if he touches Jack, uh, Bob would shoot Commissioner Gordon. For right that's a bit later. Deja ir a Jack que cuando se voltea ya no está. Jack le iba a disparar y lo hace la segunda vez, causando que la bala rebotara en una máquina y le pegara justamente a él en la cara, provocando que cayera o que estuviera en riesgo de caer a una tina de ácido y efectivamente eso fue lo que pasó. Batman trató de ayudarlo, pero no pudo. A lo que me hace preguntar, o lo que me pregunto es, ¿cómo fue que él sobrevivió a esos químicos? ¿Y cómo fue que lo encontraron? Bueno, por la escena donde está con el cirujano, ah, y ahí es cuando descubre qué fue lo que le pasó a su cara. So yeah, guys. So if he was he was caught by Batman, and well, okay, he let him go. He let him go. He landed on the bed of chemicals. Here's the question: how is it that he survived that? Not only the transformation, but how did they found them? And I'm wondering why, because on the next scene, he's with the surgeon, and that's when he realized what he has become. So, well, there are reports of Batman doing the saving the world. Um, I mean, I mean, reports come out about Batman this and that. Yeah, goes back goes back to prison's penthouse, And Grayson is scared as hell because he didn't he didn't even realize that he was still alive. I mean, he didn't know what was going on as soon as he showed up. Why? Because you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even tell that that you couldn't tell because it was so dark. You could barely see. If you see the movie, you could barely see his face out in the dark side. So Kristen uh, is shocked and to see him, and he goes, "Well, Jack, I'm surprised you're alive. I thought you were, yeah, uh, uh, killed or something. I forgot what was exactly what he said. Oh, um, so you were dead." And he's yeah, I've been dead one. It is very liberating. So on that whole confusion, Kristen's trying to figure out what's going on because he could hear Jack, but he cannot see him. So he's like, "Well, they continue talking, and he's like, oh, um, why don't we cut a deal?" Yeah, and he goes like, and, he goes like, "Jack, why don't we cut a deal?" And Jack answers, he goes, "Jack's dead, my friend. You can call me Joker." So he sees what happened to Jack, and he's like, even surprised that he was alive. So Chris was like, "What the?" Like he was in a state of shock. Like who wouldn't? I mean, that guy was thought to be dead, and suddenly he shows up at your door saying, "Hey, hey, buddy." So, damas y caballeros, aquí en esta siguiente parte, Jack, mientras hay noticias de Batman, Jack regresa al penthouse de Grayson y Grayson piensa que es Alicia y ¿cómo se llama? Y oye su voz y dice, Jack, ¿eres tú? Y dice, sí, y dice, pero yo creí que tú estabas muerto. Y dice, estuve una vez, fue muy liberal. Am, deberías de considerarlo como una terapia. Entonces, pero en este momento Grayson no lo podía ver. Nosotros sí podíamos ver, apenitas podíamos ver su cara en la oscuridad. Entonces lo que pasó fue que dice, ya, ya estaba asustado y le dice, ya, ¿por qué no puedo ofrecerte algo mejor? Podemos llegar a un trato y contesta, Jack, ya que está muerto mi amigo, puedes llamarme Guasón. Y luego vuelan los disparos, Grayson cae en el sillón. Eh, Jack lee el periódico y ve la nota de Batman y dicen que solo esperen a conocerme, entonces hace su famosa risa. So yeah, after that, yeah, just read the newspaper and reads about Batman bringing fear to the city, which we know it's kind of dumb. Somebody has to be dumb to be afraid of a guy dressed up as a bat. But then again, that's the whole point. So he just goes well. Uh, Wait till they get a lot of me. And he does this creepy face where he goes, "Ooh," and he laughs. Anyway, moving forward, Vicky. At this point, Vicky stayed in Bruce Wayne. They already met at the charity event he had at his place. So Vicky stayed in Bruce Wayne. She stayed over for dinners. Stayed the night, and she tells them that she has some pictures she wants to show him. And says, "Okay," but then again, he realizes things are not been that good. So he didn't tell. And she goes, "So I'm gonna be out of town for a while." So she leaves the house. She goes like, "Okay, oh, we'll do it till you get back." So she goes downstairs. It's Alfred. Hey, Alfred. Um, and Alfred's like, "Yeah, well, hey, Miss Bell. It's Bell. Then she goes, "Well, I'll see you guys when you get back." And Alfred's like, "Get back? But we're gonna be here, Miss Bell, for quite a while." And she's like, "Okay." So she leaves, as if things can't be even worse. We just have a crazy clown confusing the city, making a joke about almost everything. And I mean, okay, so there was this meeting of the home and and the Joker was there. So he's like, "Oh, I have an idea for this 200th anniversary. Why don't we drive the city to the run the city to the ground?" And then this guy goes like, "Why don't we hear this from Grissom?" And then the other guy's like, "Yeah, and what's the deal with that stupid grin on your face?" And uh, the Joker responds, "Well, life's been good to me." And he laughs, not his usual laugh, but a little laugh for the meantime. So he's like, the guy goes like, "What if we say no?" And Jack responds like, "Oh, Tony, if we cannot do business, then we'll just check on it and that'll be it." I extends his hand, and he goes like, "Yeah, yeah." And so he's shaking Tony, but Tony didn't realize he had a hand buzzer. Now, this hand buzzer is not a typical hand buzzer. This buzzer literally, and I mean, burned the living crud out of that guy. I mean, you wanna talk about charcoal there, human charcoal. So yeah, so everybody busting at this the Joker's guys busting from, and he's just laughing. The one guy, Benny, tells them, "Well, are you crazy?" And then uh, reply, reply was, "Have you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?" And he laughs again, turns to Bob, and Bob laughs. Uh, anyway, everybody is taken out of City Hall. Then as they are coming out, all the reporters are standing there waiting for their excuses, this and that, what's gonna happen. So while they're doing that, there's like two mines, a couple mines loose on the street, just as a cover up of what's going on. The mob goes out, and one of them speaking for everybody, saying that Grisham's signature was legitimate. And the Joker out of nowhere, he's in the crowd, scares the living heck out of a lady. I mean, hey, it would be scared if suddenly Ronald McDonald's appears in front of me. Just kidding, guys. It's a joke. But if a random clown just appears and scares the living daylights out of me, I'd be shocked too. So anyway, he goes up and he goes like goes um shit, what's the thing he does? Oh, he goes like, "Hey, Benny, it's your uncle Bingo. Time to pay the checks." And he just gets a pen, throws it, and a guy gets stabbed up the neck with it. And then the Joker goes, "The pen is truly mightier than the sword," and fire just breaks out uh, between the cops and the Joker's gang. And the funny part is, you can see Bruce Wayne right there doing nothing. He just like uh, there's a shot that goes through his the s- the, the sleeve of his coat, and nothing happens. And then it's funny, you can hear that saying, "Wait, look out!" Uh, nothing. And then he approaches to where the Joker is and looks at him, and obviously he's like, and and live, and they live. But it was so hilarious. I mean, you see a guy walking on crossfire, and literally he doesn't get hit. I don't know if the bullets just went like. I would imagine. I would imagine because there's no way that was a perfect shot. He just like nothing he touched it. I mean, not touch it, but he just I don't know. So he looks at the cars, he looks at Picky Bell, he looks at the cars, he looks at Picky and takes off. And Knox was like wondering what was all that about. So, lo que pasó en este momento es que salen todos sale la mafia y uno de los representantes dice que hubo un documento, un affidavit que había firmado Prism acerca de sus de cómo iban a ser sus quién iba a mantener sus compañías en movimiento y eso. Entonces, él dice si la firma es legítima y fuera de nada sale el guasón y dice, sí, la firma es legítima, yo lo vi, firmó con su sangre. Y asustó a una señora porque justamente salió. Es como decir, si yo estuviera en un lugar y Ronald McDonald sale por sí, yo pegaría el brinco. No, no, es broma, pero es broma. Pero lo que quiero decir es, si un payaso sale y me asusta, así que entonces agarra una pluma y la tira justamente a su cuello y cae, dice ¿cómo se llama? Penny dice, hola Penny, es tu tío el payaso, que puede pagar el cheque. Oh, and some parts it sounds funny, but anyway. So this happens, and todo eso pasa, y dice, la espada en verdad es más poderosa que ¿cómo es? No, dice, la pluma en verdad es más poderosa que la espada. Bueno, entonces, ya pasando, para no hacer más larga la situación, ha pasado tiempo desde que el Guasón llegó a causar problemas, decide restablecer la fiesta del 200 aniversario de la ciudad, con globos, pero estos globos contenían un químico que él desarrolló llamado Smilix. Y esto es lo más chistoso. Primero que nada, ¿cómo se llaman? El anuncio que puso donde salen dos mujeres que se miraban como él. Bueno, esto fue lo que pasó. Las noticias fueron dadas que dos modelos, Kathy Walker y Amanda algo, murieron, fueron encontradas muertas en donde estaban modelando. Entonces, dice que no descarta, que la policía no descarta la idea de que haya sido por drogas. Pero luego estaba la interrogativa de los productos de Amazon, porque luego hay un anuncio que él sacó y todos querían saber de dónde estaba saliendo, donde estaba hablando de su línea de colección Smilex. Y dice Dice, no, todos están preguntando dónde puedo encontrar estos productos. Y dice, los chances son que ya los han comprado. Y se ríe. Y luego las dos muchachas dicen, oh, amamos al Guasón. Y entonces dice, recuérdense, si es, ah, siempre pongan una cara alegre. Cruz apaga la televisión y ve el expediente que le había pedido Alfred de Jack Napier, empieza a leerlo. Ah, parte chistosa. Cuando abre, y esto lo dijeron, algo que tal vez no muchos lo hayan notado, no muchos lo hayan notado, abre el expediente y hay una foto de Jack Napier viéndolo. Y nadie Y hay muchos que tal vez nadie haya notado esa parte. En fin, él descifra el código del WhatsApp y les dice a la gente o le dice a Bell que publique, que haga público lo que él descubrió y así para que las combinaciones del WhatsApp para que la gente no estuviera pasando por lo que pasó. So yeah, guys. So there's been this battle between Batman and the Joker at this point, and what the Joker wanted to do was to, of course, bring out fear. So on the news, this news person, she was talking about two two Hollywood stars that were found dead, and the police didn't they didn't know how, and the police didn't even rule out the possibility of drug use. So yeah, and for some reason, when the other anchor starts talking, he gets a paper that says the following: Six mysterious deaths in the parlor, and the girl starts laughing, and the guy's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Like, really, he's like, "What's going on here?" So he does. So he tries again to read it, and then he goes, "Oh, this is really good news." And then she starts laughing, and she falls backwards. And the main guy said, "Cut the cameras," and the other girl calls for the paramedics. When they see her, you can see the Joker's face on her right. And they were pretty nervous about wearing makeup because of the fact that the Joker has taken many chemicals. That's right. That's why Batman told people he found a solution to it. Así que ni modo, Batman encontró la clave y les dio unas recomendaciones de no usar porque serían tóxicas si hubiera pasado lo que les pasó a las otras personas. Esto hace que el Guasón se irrita más hasta el punto de capturar a Vicky Bell y llevarla hacia la catedral en el centro de la ciudad. So yeah, that irritated him the most. So that makes him make her actually uh, kidnap Vicky and take her to the old church. But before that happened, this was kind of funny. I don't know if you guys. I mean, I thought it was hilarious in a sense. They always say the good guys have good aimings and the bad guys have bad aim. So there was a joke there. Batman passes with the Batwing, gets rid of the balloons, and then he tries to get rid of the Joker. So he gets his arsenal ready, his glasses or whatever for sight. Torpedoes were ready. The machine guns were loaded. But anyways, he tries to get the Joker. Perfect target. He was on radar and he misses the Joker. I'm not kidding you. Like he was on target and he misses the Joker for some reason. That's weird. So then here's the other thing. How in how in the world does a little gun with a 6 foot cannon would literally put down the Batwing? I mean, that thing is not indestructible, but I mean, a 6 foot cannon. And I mean, the recoil could actually cause your arm to actually be busted. But no, he makes a perfect shot, causing Batman to crash into the. But Batman couldn't even hit him a bit. He was this close. He was this close to hit him. I mean, this close. But the Joker got a straight shot with a 6 foot cannon. So esto es increíble. Puedo decir que es chistoso, pero no, si uno lo piensa, perdón, Batman estuvo así de a punto de darle por unos metros y el guasón agarra un blanco perfecto con un cañón, con una pistola pequeña y un cañón de 6 pies. Eh, no lo entiendo. So yeah, Joker takes Vicky Bell. They go on the all the way to the top. But before he does that, before he does that, he calls in for a helicopter. He called no for a ride. So he's calling one of his men for a ride, and he goes, "Gotham City Cathedral, 5 minutes." And he hear the other boys like, "Okay, 5 minutes. Okay." Then he looks up, and he goes like, yeah, make it 10 minutes." And the guy goes like, 10 minutes, sir. So he goes, well, I can be as well. I cannot get you late to the church. So he takes Vicky. He's going upstairs. As that happens, Batman comes out of the bat. He was buried. Sorry, he could he couldn't even move. He was like, I mean, he was hurt. Not to mention there was a lot of smoke, some smoke coming out of him because of the thing that happened where the Batwing burned. He follows the Joker up to the point, fighting crazy guys, and he he's like crazy. The first guy didn't no. The first guy that tries to jump on him and he goes dives straight to the floor. I believe was the guy that was carrying out the boombox with him. I think he's the first one. Then there's another guy when you reach the very top. Another guy tries to good sorry to attack him. Tries to attack him and has like two spiky things on his feet. Luckily, Batman stops him. And then he hears the Joker's voice. Couldn't be. It's truly sad that I got that in my belfry. You know the old saying, "I hear wedding bells," and then they said, "Those are wedding bells. Those are bats in your belfry." Yeah. Anyway, he faces them, then faces the Joker. Este punto, damas y caballeros, ha pasado mucho. Batman sale de la patinave en persecución del Guasón y se encuentra con dos diferentes ah, enemigos. Yo creo el primero se me hace que era eh, el que siempre cargaba um, un radio o una casetera con él todo el tiempo. Fue el primero que quedó eliminado y juro que saltó y destrozó el piso. Entonces Batman siguió peleando hasta llegar. con el Guasón. Wow, estoy un poco cansado, ¿no? En fin, mm, el Guasón estaba hablando con Vicky Bell, esto pasa, lo otro. Hace que Vicky se desmaye, pero era un truco para que Bat no notara que Batman estaba justamente cerca de él. Entonces, cuando el Guasón queda así, sin saber cómo responder, oye una voz diciendo, bailas con el diablo en medio de la luna, en medio de la luna pálida. Algo así era el dicho, no me recuerdo bien. Y se queda así que le lo golpea y lo manda contra la campana. Luego dice, idiota, no lo sabes, esto fue lo que tú me hiciste. Intentó olvidarlo y dice, no creas que no lo hice. Y Batman le dice, sí, sé que lo hiciste. Y le pega en la cara y lo manda. Es que lo manda para abajo, pero cuando Vicky y él se acercan a ver de cerca qué pasó, los agarra y los jala. So yeah, what happened was that uh, they were dancing. Vicky notices that Batman goes by and she has to do something to distract the Joker. So she pretends to faint, and as soon as that happens, the Joker's off guard and he hears a voice saying, Have you ever heard? Have you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? A phrase that the Joker often uses and once told Bruce Wayne that uh, he always asks that to all his prey. So yeah, he was like, what punches him on the face, causes him to hit himself on the bell, and he goes like, "You idiot! You're the one who made me remember." And I tried, and believe me, don't think I didn't try. And Batman's like, yeah, I know you did. He, he punches him, sending him down, and he thought that was it. But when he goes to check with Vicky Bell, he's dragged by the Joker. So the three of them are outside on a very compromising position. You fall, it's the end of you. So Batman and Vicky Bell were hanging for their lives. The Joker tries to make his quick getaway by helicopter, but he has to. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. Latch himself. Uh, um, Sorry, guys. I lost train of thought here. So he grabs the ladder and tries to pull himself up. And Batman throws this boulder thing, causing it to uh, tie one side of his legs or his leg with a big statue. At this point, the Joker had no help. He looked like uh, he looked like he was like the way he looked at the before he became the Joker and his chemicals where he was helpless. So yeah, he falls and you know crash lands on the street. Damas y caballeros, esto una de esas, Batman logra atar su pie a una estatua de una gárgola. Guasón trata de eh, salvarse a sí mismo, pero no pudo. Once the Joker's on the ground, he's surrounded by all the police. Commissioner Gordon finds uh, a bow that he had that made that laughing sound. I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, he picks it up. Then there was a press conference where Becky Bell decided uh, to just not just to stay out of it. She didn't want uh, any part of it. And Nazi is wondering why. Well, what's gonna happen with you? What's gonna happen with me? Oh, um, she just kisses him, sees the signal, and leaves. She sees Alfred, and Alfred tells her, Miss Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne said he would be a little bit too late. And she's like, yeah, I'm not a bit surprised, considering that she she was something else besides the whole. So yeah, then there's this written by um. Anyway, they had received this letter from Pat stating that if for some reason should Batman be needed to call him, and Knox says, "Wait, how are we gonna call him?" And Commissioner Gordon turns on a lightning and he goes, with this signal, and you could see the light bouncing off, um, blazing through the sky, and then you see Batman standing up at the top of a building, just looking at the signal, and that's it. That was Batman 1989. God, why did I say 98 again? I keep on messing up. I guess today it was my day of being a damas y caballeros. Entonces, ya para el fin, am, hay una carta que todos recibieron de Batman diciendo que si el mal atraviesa el corazón de esta ciudad otra vez, llámenme. Y Knox dice, bueno, ¿cómo podemos llamarlo? Y Gordon les enseña una señal y esta, cuando se enciende, cruza hasta donde está la otra persona y tiene la luz de un vampiro. Y dice, Vicky se está yendo, ve a, ve a Alfred y le dice, oh, Alfred, ah, y Alfred dice, bueno, esto, el amo Bruce va a regresar un poco tarde y ella dice, vea, porque no estoy sorprendida de ello. Después de que se enteró que él era Batman, entonces se queda y arriba apenas ver a Batman viendo hacia la señal. Y demás caballeros, eso fue Batman 89. Y ahora voy a lo siguiente. Empecemos por la historia. La historia fue genial, oscura, tenía ese toque de la historieta. Los actores, bueno, ellos fueron todos los actores fueron am, seleccionados sabiamente. I love the special effects. The special effects were pretty good for a movie like that. Damas y caballeros, amo los efectos especiales y esos fueron los mejores que hubieron durante la película. No sé por qué hoy estoy así. So yeah, guys, that was Batman. So I guess it's time to wrap it up. If you have any ideas, and I mean any ideas for future challenges, or if you have comments, concerns, questions, just you know what to do. And if you like my video, just you know what to do as well. So it's time to wrap it up. And as I always say, keep it safe, stay cool, um, take care of yourself, take care of one another. Till then, this is Leon signing off. Peace out. Damas y caballeros, hemos llegado al final de la transmisión. Espero que la hayan pasado bien. Si tienen preguntas, comentarios, dudas o planes para próximos retos, déjenmelo saber si les gustó el video también. Um, Saben qué hacer. Así que me despido um, diciendo que la pasen bien, que tengan un feliz día, cuídense uno al otro. ¿Mm? Hagan bien y no miren a quién, ¿ok? Se despide León diciendo que tengan un buen día y nos vemos hasta la próxima.